Hello my friends, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be looking at the PvP Elite sets. These are the sets that require, if I'm not mistaken, 2200 rating. I believe that is the standard, of course, on live, and it is going to persist on through Warlords of Draenor. So what we're going to be looking at today is each of the Elite sets that we have access to now. Before the video goes any further, I will apologize. I do have a couple tunes here that are Horde. And for whatever reason, the Horde Elite vendor is not available yet, and so I really didn't feel like deleting those characters and having to redo all my keybinds, because it is my Death Knight and the Druid, and the Death Knight I do play off and on the beta here, and the Druid I want to play, so I really don't feel like re-establishing my keybinds. So as soon as the Horde vendor becomes available, I will get that filmed and out so you guys can take a look at it. But I do want to go over the classes that I have here on my character creation screen and just address those and just kind of showcase those for a bit. So starting, of course, with the Warrior. As you've seen throughout the course of me giving you the introduction, there's some pretty cool animations going on this armor set itself, with the spikes and the plate kind of setting itself up and then rebuilding upon itself. Looks really cool. I still stand by my first assessment of the original PvP set, which it looks like a Jaeger from Pacific Rim, and I feel like that's kind of just multiplied in an exorbitant extreme here in this set. Definitely looks cool. Now the chest piece here is actually the tabard, the Primal Gladiator's tabard, and so that's kind of cool again. But you can see the red. At first I thought it was a pink set. At first, like when I first started seeing screenshots of it, then I got the gear myself and realized, oh no, it's more of a red. And it definitely looks cool. I like that glowing effect there on the armor and the horn. Looks cool. I like the glowing effect on it. The helmet's really sick, so big fan of that. And as you can see, the sword is recolored differently. Also, what we have on our weapon now is the glory of the, and fill in the blank, whatever enchant you're using. I believe I'm using the Thunderlord right now on my Warrior's weapon because it has a chance to proc crit. So the effect itself looks different than the standard Thunderlord enchant. If you've been looking at paying attention to any beta footage, or you have beta access yourself, you'll recognize this. I believe the Horde version is red, whereas the Alliance version is blue. So as you can see there, looks overall pretty big fan of the set. I think it was really well done. I like the effects on it. Next, let's take a look at the Shaman set. Now for the Shaman, I did keep one enchant standard and I used one of the glories, so you can see the comparison. Both of it same enchant. One is just the PvP version and the other one is the standard. As far as I can tell too, there is no stat difference in the PvP from the standard version. The one just is recolored and requires a 2200 rating in arenas or rated battlegrounds. So as you can see, here's the Shaman set. Looks like a mix a little bit of your original tier 1 set for the Shaman and a little bit of Firelands. It's kind of what has a little that theme to it. I don't know. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of it overall, but it doesn't look terrible either, I suppose. Maybe I'm just a big fan of kilts on my Shaman. I like kilts and robes. I think they're pretty nifty. But overall, this set is cool. The shoulders, I think, are really neat looking. But it's a fairly simple set. It communicates the aesthetic well. So on to the Paladin. Now the Paladin set looks really cool as well. I feel like Paladins have taken a huge Diablo feel with them in their gear. It just looks like something you'd see on a Crusader from Diablo 3 right now. So definitely some similarities there, but I like the glowing effect that will radiate off the shoulders here every so often as they open up and out comes the light. Here's the Elite PvP weapon. It has a green feel to it instead of the original color, still dripping that pretty cool looking ooze there off the side. But overall, again, I like the hood, I like the shoulders, I do like the way this set looks, so that was pretty well done, I thought. Some of this gear is actually really cool and good enough to the point where I really feel like, even though transmogging gear is fun, definitely giving players more of a reason to maybe reconsider transmogging their gear, which I think is cool. And again, this set is unique to, of course, the 2200 rating in rated battlegrounds or arenas, and so again, it's adding that exclusivity or that prestige to achieving a certain rank. How rating used to be up through Burning Crusade, where there was only that one tier of gear and you only got it if you completed the raid, and so that spoke volumes. That kind of spoke to the quality or determination or skill of a player that you were. And so they're kind of moving back in that direction where they're not barring you and keeping you from getting, your PvP gear if you don't want to, for a certain rating. but they're offering you this gear that is completely unique and specific to required that 2200 rating. So I think that's really cool. Again, so for the people, the players that want to play casually and don't really want to push rating, just want to cap points and get their gear, they'll still have the same gear as far as stats go as any other player that wants to cap out their tunes. But then Blizzard has given us a transmoggable set here for the elite players, and so again, I like that they found a way to I feel like bridge that gap and get that happy medium, so that's really cool, I think. Let's take a look real quick at Warlocks now. That Warlock set looks dope. I like the glowing effect around the shoulders and the mouth there. As you can see, the blue flame erupting from the sides there. Looks really, really cool. The helmet itself almost looks like a Death Knight helmet, but it's just Warlock enough to pass for a Warlock helmet. That belt is pretty cool too. Got the stuff attached to it, chains on the side, kind of typical Warlock garb, skulls, spikes, talons, all that good stuff. Priest set. The priest set looks a bit funny, I think. Almost looks like it was a escaped set from the Firelands. It has that Firehawk feel to it, very similar to the mage set from Firelands, but definitely a different color set, obviously. It doesn't look bad though. The feathers are kind of cool and everything, but nothing that's really too gripping for me, at least. I don't know. Maybe, again, that's just me though. I'm a huge lover of plate armor anyways though, so and I guess it's worth mentioning because you look, this is the standard mace for just the Primal Gladiator, and then if we take a look at our Paladin, there is the Primal Gladiator's Elite one, so you can see the difference there, the blue and the green. So we'll take a look at mages really quick. Set looks cool except for the hood to me. I don't know, that hood's a little bit silly, I think. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But overall, I like the shoulders. Shoulders look cool. The color scheme looks good. The textures on the sets just look really good, I think. That orb there for our offhand. I like that glowing, spinning effect there in the center. Looks like there's a storm going on in the center. So, big fan of that. Our hunter now. I think the hunter was one of the cooler looking sets, I thought. Mostly because of this one shoulder, how it's got those flaming arrows on the sides over here. It's a really cool effect, I think. Looks pretty nifty. Adds a nice little touch, I think, to the set that it would really be kind of bland without it. So nice call on that one, whoever designed this set. Overall, colors are cool. I like it. I think the helm looks pretty nifty with the bone and the stone there, it looks like. And of course, very similar art design for the bow, just purple. And still salivating. Creepy. And then here is our monk. This monk set I do like. I wasn't sure how I would like it, but I think it looks pretty cool. And we see a reskin of those one-handed swords. Pretty gnarly with that hook there on the end of that eyeball on the end. Shaking at the back there. But overall, definitely like that monk set, especially the shoulders. I feel like the shoulders are always the key part to it, like a tier set piece. It kind of brings it all together, kind of makes it or break it. If your shoulders look cool, the rest kind of holds the rest of the set together. But if your shoulders are kind of weak looking and don't really hold it or add anything, that the set kind of falls apart, I think. But overall, the textures on the gear, I think, look awesome. And just not even necessarily with the animations, like regardless of animation, just the overall textures on the gear, I think look fabulous. I mean, I wouldn't really expect anything less, considering all the updates and the graphical updates and things like that in the game. So I think they look fabulous. Now that warrior set is pretty cool. I've never actually hit 2200 in any rated PvP scenario, but this kind of gives me some motivation to try to push for a 2200 rating this first season of Warlords of Draenor. But I will come back to the Death Knight and the Druid when the armor becomes available for display for them. I do apologize that I wasn't able to get them on here again. I just didn't feel like deleting my characters and having to reset up keybinds for when I wanted to play them again. Most of you probably, I feel like you can relate if you play WoW. Setting up keybinds is just not a whole lot of fun. So thank you for understanding, and hopefully we'll get that out soon. But that's going to do it for this video. This has been a preview, first look at the Warlords of Draenor PvP Elite sets. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.